Back with another one.
Yeah.
It's your boy Kid and Stone, aka Kofi Reese.
Yeah.
I'm in the house with the good brother.
You already know.
D-O-E. And we got a special motherfucker
BK.
to the building.
I said the BK. The BK outlaw himself.
Mike Donovan.
Make some noise. Oh, yeah. It's good, big nigga.
It's good, big dog.
Grinding every day as normal, man.
First of all,
all right, hold on. Go ahead, do your thing real quick.
It's good to finally see you, brother. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We're on Person Tees. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitch. We're on iHeart. So what? Hashtag what? Dirty Hills, man. Let's go, man. Hit the link down below.
How did we fall in love with wrestling? That's usually the question we ask. The first question we start off with.
Touche.
The fall in love with wrestling question.
Well, it's probably the most generic answer you're always gonna get. As a kid, watching wrestling with my fams, I just loved it from that point on. The only difference I could say is that back then everybody was crazy about Hulk Hogan and all that stuff, and I was actually a fan of Andre the Giant.
Wow, really?
It's a really weird dynamic. But I remember my mom's always talking about how she used to always see me jumping off my couch onto Hulk Hogan and using one of the figures for Andre the Giant to beat up Hulk Hogan all the time.
Oh, wow.
We have many Hogan starters of people who first love seeing Hogan. He's been the Run DMC of wrestling. But Andre the Giant, I think that's the first time we got that.
Yeah,
like seven seasons, man.
It's the first Andre the Giant we got.
Man.
To think I ain't even that tall to top it off.
Yo.
That's what shocked us, because usually you would think that like a giant or like a 6 foot guy would be like, Andre Giant.
Mind over better, I guess, huh?
I guess I just had a thing for the bad guys. That's what it is.
That's facts. What you got for him, good brother?
All right, man. Like, tell us, like, what was your first day? Did you go to school? How did you what's up? How did you get started? Like,
How'd I get into the business?
how did you lace up your motherfucking boots?
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep it G with y'all. When I first started out,
Keep it G. I like that. Keep it G.
First started it out. I met up with a bunch of kids that was doing backyard wrestling, and since I already liked wrestling, this was a bunch of kids that were doing it when I was in my first year of high school. I'm watching them. And it, at some point, this is I guess this was the seeds that were being planted to create that 2KW joint. There was a bunch of dudes that I knew prior to all that craziness, all that madness that they popped off on YouTube, that they used to do it. So I would go down, check it out.
You're showing your age, brother.
I mean,
I heard the 84 earlier, but we not calling. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I'm like fine wine, brother. I get better with 80.
You heard it, fine wine.
That's it.
Yeah, brother.
So I just was watching them do it, and then I said I wanted to get involved as well. There was this kid by the name of Dangerous Dan Payne. He was actually in the business himself, doing independent wrestling. So he
no relation to Justice Payne, right? No relation to Nick Gage and none, right? I gotta ask these questions, brother.
No relation at all. So we went ahead. He literally took me to his backyard in his building,
right?
And he taught me how to take bumps on the gym mat. So I learned the front bump there. I learned the back bump. Then after that, I wanted to go wrestle with my buddies. So I went ahead and I did I think it was 3 backyard shows. And then after that, my boy was like, yo, there's an opportunity to wrestle for Arena of Puerto Rico in Brooklyn.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did a show in a bar with maybe 25, 40, 20. I'm being generous. We're talking about 15, 20
I mean, honestly, that's independent wrestling.
I mean, independent wrestling. Yeah, that is.
Exactly. That's the beauty part of it, believe it or not, man.
Exactly. And I thought I was king shit, to be honest with you. I was walking out there with this terrible flame Hawaiian shirt.
Can't find that shit anymore.
Yeah, and these pants. I remember coming out. The one thing I remember is coming out to the ring. I forgot what song I even used. And I just came out and I was looking like all business, just straight face, walking to the ring as if I had beef with this dude for 15 years and he was the high school bully and I was ready to bust his ass.
Ooh. It was nothing but pain you was about to give him.
Real talk.
No.
And guess how long it lasted, though? The match lasted maybe about 2 minutes because 2 minutes in, I gave him a belly to back and the ring broke.
Oh,
So we had to take it
wow.
home.
Holy. Now, brother, how was the transition from backyard wrestling to wrestling?
Well, the intention
Professional wrestling, because that's backyard wrestling is a whole different thing. Medicare is not given. You know what I'm saying? So, how
well,
was
you
that?
know,
Was
when
you
I started-
green?
Nah, when I started doing it, at first it was something I've always loved as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So when the opportunity came, I took it. It was with the intention that eventually I'm gonna get to do independent wrestling.
Right.
So when I went ahead and I did 3. I told you I did like 3 shots that they were doing, and then right after that, the opportunity came to come do that show. And after I did that show, you know, I was still under that kid's wing.
Right.
So he was like, "Yo, I got a spot that you could go to in Union City, so you could start training." And there's a lot of big time. There's a lot of good professional wrestlers that are you know there.
True say.
And sure enough, that's how I met Mike Morgan. You know, before it was called AWA, but now you know later on it was called Ace Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah, you taking me back.
Was there a name before Mike Donovan, before the 718 BK Outlaw?
yeah.
Was there someone before that?
Because that Hawaiian shirt is like.
Yeah, because we had the Hawaiian shirt.
We're not going to flip over that. We're not
That's the
going
only. But that's the only reason why I
It's
asked.
a flame Hawaiian shirt.
But that's the only reason why I asked. I was like, it has to be someone. It had to be someone different. It had to be like the same guy with someone different.
Yeah. It was Mike Mayhem.
Mike Mayhem.
And
Shout out
the
to
reason-
Mike Mayhem,
Yeah.
man.
Yo, anybody got some footage of that? Send it in.
Send it in.
Nah, you know what's the crazy thing about it? Like during that time, that was when the bad boy Tito Ortiz was running shot in the UFC. So
boy.
that's why
Okay.
that's why I had the flame shirt and I was all hyped over that. I used to say I was from San Bernardino, California, which is exactly where he was from and everything.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
So I
So-
was really big on that.
So would you say he kind of like, you know, he was like a kind of like
An influence.
An influence,
It
yeah.
was an influence for Mike Mayhem, yeah.
How long did Mike Mayhem last before the Outlaw came through? Because you're from BK.
Yeah,
Because we're not going to skip over that too as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Church 718.
Yeah.
That
That's
don't
it.
go away.
So how long did Mike Mayhem last, and what was the birth of BK Outlaw?
Mike Mayhem lasted. It lasted like a good, I think 2, 3 years maybe.
That's a
Oh
good
wow,
run, brother.
that is.
Yeah, I was there teaming with the dude I told you that brought me into the business, and we were teaming up tag champions there. You know, we were there as a tag team for a little while. And then, you know, at some point they wanted to go ahead and break us up because they wanted to move him up to the heavyweight division. And then I ended up getting moved down to the light heavyweight division and did my thing there. So yeah, it was a little bit of a run. And then at some point I always had said, like, before I started, I always said, you know, Mike Donovan. Because that's my legit last name.
Right.
Okay.
So I wanted to use it, and you know, at that time, it wasn't gonna fit for teaming with Dan Payne. You know what I'm saying? So Mike Mayhem and Dan Payne, that's smoother than
That is kind of smooth.
Dan Payne and Mike
Donovan.
you
Yeah.
know?
Like, who's ready to rumble? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like we ended up, once I had the opportunity to be by myself, I had that little run. I was a little bit of a knucklehead during that time too, so I needed to take a small break. And then when I came back, then it was a very, very small break.
So-
and then when I came back, it was you know, it was
Would
Mike
you rather be a
Donovan.
heel or a face? You know, like, what's up?
Well, I always say I'm just me with the volume turned up.
Okay.
And if you feel some type of way about it, then you feel some type of way about it. And if you feeling it, you feeling it. Because if, you know, I know you've been to a lot of the shows that I performed in,
Church.
and you have those fans that you can see a lot of the, and let's be honest, a lot of the people of color, they
Yeah.
immediately gravitate to what I show and what I bring to the
I damn
table.
sure did.
Definitely,
I damn sure did.
definitely.
And then you have a lot of people that are very off put by it, so they don't know how to react. So that, you know, do I prefer to be an asshole? Absolutely, because that's just
It's easier.
it's easier.
You,
Look at you smile from it.
yeah.
You love assholes.
I love
don't
being an
you?
asshole.
You know, and it's natural to me because I tend to be an asshole, and I'm okay with that too. Like I said, I'm not I even tell people that I personally deal with, like, I'm not the easiest person to deal with. So it's either there's no in betweens. It's either love me or you hate me.
That's
Facts.
just a Brooklyn thing. Like, how's that? How does
I
that
don't,
go?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah, but
it was how I was raised, I was raised in
Okay.
a single family home. My mom's was the one taking care of all of us, and she was very much like, she was very no nonsense with dealing with people.
Yeah, mama.
Yeah, because she dealt with a lot. You know what I'm saying? So
How does your family react now that you're wrestling and your mother sees you wrestling and or your family, whoever, what I'm saying, that grew up with you, sees you wrestling now and they knew that you used to watch it when you were little. How do they react to it now?
Well, the funny part is that they're actually not surprised.
Oh, okay.
They're really not surprised that I was doing that. I mean, at first my mom had her concerns, like any other parent would. She didn't want me to do it. Oh, you're gonna break your neck. Something's gonna happen to you. And then once she just started realizing, like, I'm not stopping, and she started seeing that I had a little bit of level of success in the business, then she realized, all right, well, just be careful, make sure you're all right, and and just make the best decisions for you and your children.
You said something spot on, man. Success. How long were you in the business till you realized that, like, yo, this is it. Like, I made it. Like, yo,
Good question.
you know what I'm saying?
I still haven't made it yet. I can say my success is being able to get myself to a little bit of bigger platforms and being able to rub shoulders with, bigger people in the business than me, which is a lot. There's a lot of people. I'm not the one I'm still humble to this day regardless, and I'm still hungry to this day. I've been doing this 19 years, but at the end of the day, I've been able to, so a lot of these guys that you see on TV, I've rubbed shoulders with, a lot of these guys that are doing big things, I've had conversations with.
Well, can we rub shoulders all together right here, right now?
Facts,
Let's rub shoulders together, man. We gonna all build, man.
But it's like it's kind of like, to me, everybody says, there's a lot of people that too. They're like, you've been successful in wrestling, and I'm like, where? I've been successful in independent wrestling. I've been able to get myself around. I haven't been able to get myself around the places that I want to be, though. You know what I'm saying? I can say the biggest success that I've had in independent wrestling is being in Evolve, which is basically the kickstart. The kickstart mainly to being seen by the E.
If you know, you know.
Exactly. So when you get there, at that point, you're like, I'm one step away, and obviously things with COVID changed a lot. But,
Yeah, definitely.
then at that point, it's just a matter of keeping that momentum going and keeping yourself relevant in the business. And you just have to try different ways to make sure that happens.
And how have you kept yourself relevant? Because everywhere we've went, far as the independent scene over here on the outside, northeast, you've been there. You've been everywhere. If you haven't been a champ there, you've wrestled there. So how have you kept yourself relevant and busy?
Well, I just right now my schedule's a lot lighter. As I was telling your homie before the podcast, I took a break. I was intending to take a break in December after my match with Pacifica, but another opportunity came, so I took it. And I'm just trying to, again, 19 years straight. I just needed a little quick break, not minor, like 2-3 months, and then I'm coming, and then I'm back in the grind. But this time, this grind is a little bit different than all the other ones, because again, 19 years. I'm 38. It's time. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, when I'm saying it's time, I'm not saying it's time to hang up. I'm saying
you answered my question already.
To go extra hard.
Yeah, you did
saying
that.
It's time to go extra hard, and it's like, win or walk away.
I love it.
Throughout two decades of doing this, because 19 years, damn near 2 decades, 20 years, and shit like that. Have you had doubts, or you've never had a doubt, or just like this is what you want to do? This is your passion.
I've had my moments where I felt like just walking away. I felt like I was all right. Like, outside of wrestling, I have a great job. I have, a great home. I got a good, the only support system I have besides my family is me. And I'm sitting there taking care of my 2 kids by myself. So single father doing his thing still in life, and then can still go out and put his passion to professional wrestling, it has its points. You know, it has its points where you're just like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. But then at the same time, like, let me just keep pushing. Like I know there's light at the end of the tunnel, and every time I'm ready to walk off, something happens. Like I was ready to walk off, and I was gonna get an opportunity for Future of Honor. But that fell apart because I got hurt.
Okay.
And then after that, like I was like, I'm gonna go heavy, I'm gonna go hard again. And when I came back, it was like, shit, like what am I doing?
Right.
And then Evolve came. And I had a quick small Evolve tryout. And usually when they did those things with Evolve, they would go ahead and the best guy.
See you on NXT soon.
No, not even that. It would be like the best guy in the tryout will go ahead and get a match on Evolve that night. And I went, and like a lot of the guys that were there, I knew. And a lot of them were just saying, like, with the performance I had that day, they were like, well, I guess you're going to get the match. And then I didn't, though.
Wow.
I ended up picking somebody else. So at that point right there, like, I'm thankful for that though,
right?
Because that put a chip on my shoulder because I know exactly what I did that day, and I know I should have been on that day. And even my boy Steve Pena, who was already working there,
make some noise for my man Steve.
Yeah, shout out to Steve Pena.
You already know.
Oh yeah, he pulled me to the side himself. He's like, yo, that should have been your match. You should have been the one picked tonight. And he was already working for them. So that really put a chip on my shoulder. And then there was an opportunity to go do a 3-day camp with them out in Florida. And it wasn't only Evolve, it was Evolve and NXT. So they came in to go ahead and talk to guys and everything.
Because that's when Eddie Kingston and all of them was on there at the time and stuff like that. The Unwanted.
Exactly.
Right.
They were sitting there doing that, and they were just like, like they were looking for talent NXT as well, but at the same time, it was more to get you into Evolve. Because remember, again, Evolve was the system that you would go to and get you ready for that possible run at NXT.
More like a little school training.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a minor league. So I feel like it was the minor league.
It was the best minor leagues I've ever loved.
Exactly. So I went for that 3-day camp, and I was the old head. I was the oldest guy there. Oh, you got these young kids that are in their early 20s and great shape. And me, I'm sitting there, I think I was 35 at the time, 35, 34-year-old. I was in good shape at that time. I've always been in great ring shape.
I can see you. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I can see you bumping heads with another Brooklyn native. You know what I'm saying?
I'm dying for that.
I would like to see you and my man Homicide go one-on-one.
I knew he was gonna say Homicide too.
That would be.
What's the funny part? I'm just smiling right now.
Yeah. Can I plant my seeds?
Is that your end goal match?
That's my dream match.
Church.
Love it. I love it. Gotta clap it up for that.
If you're hearing, you're watching, hit the link down below. Mike Donovan. No, fuck that. BK Outlaw Donovan versus Homicide, man. Another BK Outlaw. Goddamn self, man.
Is there in these 20 years, is there anyone who's like you've not been able to wrestle and you'd be like, it's gonna be opportunity. Every time the opportunities came, you haven't been able to wrestle them.
Oh yeah.
You talking about all around?
Yeah.
But damn, how many matches have you had, brother?
Nah, I can't even count. I don't remember. But they're like the names I haven't like. I can't say I wrestled Kevin Steen. I can't say I wrestled El Generico. Those guys, I never got into the ring with them. I would love to. But you talking about just all around anybody?
Yeah, guys we know.
Hey,
I would honestly say then, I would say like a Kevin Steen or a Kevin Steen. I would say for sure because he's been in the Northeast, so he knows the style and he knows the grit of it, and he just looks like a gritty, raw dude anyway. So
that's my boy.
That would be a match where you just see two people killing each other.
Fire.
Now, another guy I could see you getting in the ring with. Probably have or you haven't. The Professional, low key.
Never had a match with him.
Oh, that would be a great one.
That right there. Let's put that in the universe. BK Donovan versus low key. Fuck it.
versus homicide, triple threat, HOG, something. Let's book
That'd
this
be
shit.
fire.
Catalyst.
That
Let's do
would
it
be
right
fire.
now.
You know what's crazy?
Upper Limit. What's up?
You know what's crazy? When I first started wrestling and I first ran into Low Key, I was extremely intimidated by him because of the style that he goes. And, to think it was funny because I remember, like, I've wrestled Mac, I've wrestled Moff,
Right.
I wrestled both of them already. But I remember talking to Moff, I was talking to Mac one day, and I had told him, I was like, like, it's just...
That was crazy. You dropped the exclusive.
Yeah, that was a big bomb.
That was a
It was a big
Dirty
bomb.
Hill
You
exclusive.
better beep that out.
All right, we're going to bleep that one out.
But I had told him that, and he was just like, "You shouldn't. It's not him you need to worry about.
Right.
It's Homicide you need to worry about. Because when Homicide goes, he goes.
He's doing his thing, man.
And I've sat there, and I've been fortunate enough to be a select few that have been able to go when he was training people down in Super Craze.
Shout out to Super Craze.
Yeah, Super Craze for sure. And his training, man. You got to be prepared, and if you're not prepared, bro, you get exposed very fast.
Book of Caval.
Oh, for sure. Like, I went down there, and I thought, like, again, I was known, at least in our small area, for my cardio. Like, I can go in the ring, I can walk out,
you damn sure can, bro.
and dudes are winded, and I'm sitting there like I'm fine. I'm like, you good? But I went there thinking, like, I'm gonna be all right. Bro, when I tell you at the end of that training, I was sitting there praying that he wasn't gonna continue anymore with any more of his drills. I'm telling you, like,
Wow.
it was intense, bro. And then, like,
How long did it go on for?
it was like 3 hours of training.
Oh, fuck.
Nah, but that's normal training. But
That's not normal training.
That's not normal.
wrestling.
That's not normal.
No, it's definitely normal wrestling training, but it's not in the way that he did it was completely different, I feel. Because of the warm-ups he did, he already had you done by warm-ups. So then by the time you're getting in the ring already, you already cooked. And it's just a matter of you can last. And I remember, like, I went back the next week because I for sure was coming back the next week.
Right.
And I knew, like, prior to that, I had to get myself ready. Like, so I picked up my cardio even more at the gym and everything like that. And by the time I got to the next week, I was fine. And I felt like I got through it. And I remember, and I'm laughing because now I remember what he told me, because I was like, yo, like, I got through your workouts. And he was like, yeah, today was a light day.
Oh.
And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
No.
yeah, he did that, said that.
Light day.
Damn.
No. Oh my
Yeah.
God. No.
But he and whenever he trained me, like, the one thing I know, at least I've noticed about his character, if he don't fuck with you, he don't fuck with
Facts.
Okay.
you. And if he does, he'll be the person that's pushing you. And I've always noticed every time I've interacted with Homicide, he's always trying to either teach me some things, or even like there at the training, when I was training with him, he was trying to push me, because he would tell me when I'm there and he saw that I'm struggling, he was like, "You gonna quit? I'm gonna grab the bag for you." And I was like, "Get the fuck away from me." And he, you say those things, but he appreciates that, because know that
The grind.
that he's pushing you.
Yeah.
Fortitude,
Yeah.
That's dope right there.
Now, let's switch it up real quick.
Mad
man.
respect for Homicide.
Yo,
Shout out to-
mad respect for
mad respect
Homicide.
for Homicide.
Shout out to Low Key,
He been in the
too.
game there, man. 30 years. His goddamn self, man.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Still
yeah.
You gotta rotate this bitch real quick, man. You from Brooklyn, man.
Okay.
Yeah, let me ask the first Brooklyn question, man. Let me ask the first Brooklyn question,
him.
man. I'm from Brooklyn. You from Brooklyn.
Get him.
Biggie or Jay-Z?
Just went there.
I have to. This is the one question you gotta ask.
Oh, God. Jazzo.
I'm always have to go with Biggie.
Biggie.
Always gonna be Biggie for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jay-Z is a conglomerate of his own, but you got to remember this. With all the money Jay made and all this and that, you got to remember Biggie's life was cut short. So just imagine how many hits he would have came up with.
Facts.
How much money he could have made during that time.
That's facts.
And at the same time, too, money was different back then than it
Damn
is
sure
now.
was.
So
Yeah.
you got to think about it that way. Right now, if Biggie and Tupac thing never occurred, And both those guys were still alive. Those would still be
I
the
always
OG
say it.
kings right now.
Always say
The
it.
hip hop industry.
Definitely.
You want to hit him with some more Brooklyn questions?
Go ahead. You got it.
All right, man. The toughest neighborhood in Brooklyn.
Nah, you don't ask that.
I gotta ask that.
You
now.
ask. You ask.
You
Canarsie.
Oh, now you want to ask the question? Go ahead.
That's
Go
how
ahead.
you ask the tough questions in there. You don't ask what's the toughest neighborhood. You ask.
Well, the whole Brooklyn is kind
You
of tough.
ask
But
which
go
one
ahead.
is tougher,
Red Hook?
the East
Ooh.
or Crown Heights?
Is Crown House considered the West?
Nah, it's just Crown Heights. Now you just tripping.
Got me on that one. Because remember, I'm from the south side of Brooklyn. Legit.
Okay.
I used to live off of Church Avenue and
Okay.
Flatbush Avenue.
No strength.
Yeah, exactly.
right now.
So that was my area. And I used to always, that's all Haitians and Trinidadians.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Bugging out all the time.
So the Parkway was
I
your,
was-
you on the Parkway going crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm used to
He's a
those-
Crown Heights guy.
Yeah, he was on
I'm used to those guys bugging out all the time, And then
All
once in a
right.
while I go
So we're
into
gonna say the
Sunset
whole
Park.
Brooklyn. How about that?
Yeah, let's just say all of Brooklyn.
We'll say the whole Brooklyn.
At least from my, from my experience, that's how it was. Don't get me wrong. In my area, you go into a certain part, and then there's the nice little area where everybody's nice and fancy.
Yeah. We got that over here.
Yeah, but then then if you continue moving forward, you could keep walking.
You
all
be
the
like,
way
well,
to Sunset Park.
Oh, you don't want to go to
We're
it.
not in the Kansas no more.
Yeah. Go ahead. What you got for
All
him?
right, man. You watch hip hop. Of course, you listen to hip hop, rap, and all that, man. You spit bars?
Nah,
Have you ever spit bars before?
I've tried when I was younger, and it was horrible.
Can you remember a rhyme? I'm putting your ass in the hot seat.
I remember.
Nah,
It was terrible, bro. Nah, I ain't even tried.
He said, "Don't even try. Don't even try."
Tried it.
give
All
us
right.
give us a secret talent.
Yeah,
give us
I'm
a
glad you
secret-
said that.
Before I had to get that out there. Give us a secret
Yeah.
talent.
Because that was the next one that was coming. I was like, if you can rap, you got a secret talent.
You play the violin, you tap dance. What's going on?
Nah,
The cello. What's going on?
He can paint.
No, I can actually. I used to be very good at drawing and everything like that.
Wow.
So much to a point that my mom's was like, during that time, this is before wrestling, like she thought I was going to be like a cartoon artist and everything. She thought I was gonna go in that direction in life. And then also, too, the typical Hispanic thing, I was very good at baseball.
Oh.
To the point
That's very
You know,
typical.
that was crazy
That
because
was-
I forget. I was
That
like,
a football.
Yeah, I don't know. It
soccer.
fucks me up when you said that. I was like, baseball. In my head, I'm like, Spanish people play baseball?
Yeah, they do, bro.
But I forget. You guys are pretty good.
Yeah, it was come on.
Yeah, you guys are great. Who am I to consider? I can't play a lick of that
Marvel?
shit.
DC or Marvel? I'm going with Marvel. Not DC person.
Marvel or Fresh Prince?
Marvel or Martin or
I mean,
Fresh Prince?
Martin and Fresh Prince. I said Marvel.
That's not for the culture, man.
Fresh Prince. I love Martin. I like Fresh Prince. Don't get me wrong, and it's a little bit more. I don't know. It's a little bit more. How can I say it? Like fine tuning someone in life.
Yeah.
It's got them stories to fine tune you, and it brings out. On that show, it was more or less about more realistic things that were going on in the world. Whereas Martin was that show that you could get away from all that.
Facts. That is, I never thought about that either like that.
Damn, you hitting home, brother. God.
Never thought about
Damn.
that. Martin is one of those. Top 5 artists. Top 5 rap artists.
You let him off easy, man.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I let him off easy.
Can I get him?
Yeah, you got him.
Biggie.
Yo.
Nah, we doing
Oh,
this
all
now.
right.
Yeah, let him.
Biggie, Pac, Nas, Snoop. Yeah, I'm gonna say Snoop. I love Snoop.
Somebody asked me about that the other day.
And you know who else is? I just think he's crazy just for the way he spits.
Come on.
Busta Rhymes.
Fire.
No, boy, you
Fire.
look, you.
All
what
of
to
those
say?
are top 5 worthy people.
Now we need an honorable mention now, bro. Give us an honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Run DMC.
Fire.
Damn.
You got to make your own porn, but you only using wrestling terms. What would the name be?
Oh, okay. Take it home.
Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it.
I'm sorry, I'm blushing because I.
Mine's would probably be like short and sweet.
Oh, don't do that. Take my strong hand. I don't know
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
You feel me?
Like this little guy's not hanging out tonight. It'll be a long outdrawn title for nothing. For nothing, you know.
Now, again, your single pops and stuff like that. How's it being a girl dad, man?
It's amazing.
A dad, girl dad.
It's
fun.
It's amazing. I mean, I got my son is 16. My daughter just turned 14 recently.
Damn, OT.
Yeah, so
Damn, old head. Damn, nah, we about to put you in a senior citizen home next.
Had to put the Kevin Hart shit up there.
Shout out to the
but
champ, boy.
It's amazing, man. Like it's amazing watching them grow up.
Come to
and everything.
shows and stuff like
Yeah,
that. I know,
they always come to shows. Like I remember the funny thing. Back when I was gonna go ahead and make my return back to Pro Wrestling Magic after a long break, after my injury, the fans knew some of the fans knew I was gonna come back because of the fact that they saw my kids. They were always at the shows. So when they saw it, they were like, "Yo, Donovan's coming back."
The pop was
fire.
crazy
But
when
the
you.
pop was crazy.
Yeah, the pop was out of line.
I remember the pop was really crazy. I didn't expect that, so I was really happy with it. But yeah, just watching them grow up, it's amazing, man. Because at the same token, you're kind of the reason why they're going in a certain
Right.
direction. So you're being at the same time a role model to them. So, like I said, like they'll see me on my grind. They see me come home, wake up early in the morning, like around 5:00 in the morning, to go to the gym real quick, get myself ready. Then I'm on my way to work. When I get back home, I'm there. I'm cooking for them.
Yeah, real poppy shit.
Now, it's cooking.
Yeah, cook for them real quick if my daughter hasn't done it already, because she's very self-sufficient.
Shout out to her.
I love it.
And then after that, I'm going to the gym to go lift. And then I'm back home. And, it's to the point now that they're at that age where now my son's like, "Yo, Dad, can I go with you?" And my daughter's like, "Hey, Dad, give me a membership so I could go with my brother."
I'm crying for you right now. Like, I'm behind these shades. I'm cheering.
My kids don't want to go nowhere.
I'm
with
cheering. Like, I'm literally
When
cheering.
they get that age,
My daughters be like, "No, Daddy."
I know how to do it, right?
Yeah, ever want to go with me? Nowhere.
Pancakes and waffles, man.
Pancakes and waffles. I like pancakes.
They taste like sponge.
No, my kids. Pancakes?
Yeah, I don't ask me why I said
Pancakes
that.
is fire.
You gotta make them.
I'm a
right,
waffle
bro. That's
man.
what it is.
French toast. I love French toast, but that pancake
I
shit.
like
That's just
French
bread
toast.
with syrup.
That's what it is, though. I like, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. If you take a shorty home with you and you make a French toast the next day,
Fire. You got it going?
exactly.
Hold on. If I take her home, it's dinner on me, then breakfast on her.
Exactly. That's how we move.
That's
in this
how we move.
house.
You mean it's dinner on you and dessert on her?
I don't know. We just go skip straight to
I'm
dessert.
be honest with you. It's just usually
There you go with your shit.
she gotta go. Ain't no
Just
dinner.
looking for the way out.
Ain't no dinner or nothing. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and leave hungry. That's me.
I like that.
Oh, what you got for her, big homie? I got her. Which animal is the rudest? If animals could talk, which animal would be the rudest?
Cat.
I think an ostrich for some reason. Like,
I don't know what it is, but I think most people think cats are assholes. Because
Yeah,
how
they
many
really
times have we
are.
gotten
we've heard
cats?
that.
They sit there and they look at you like they know they're about to do something reckless, and they looking at you, and you're like, "No, don't do it. Don't do it."
They be having a stank face like.
I be seeing all them videos. I don't fuck with cats. I don't have cats. I know people that do. I'm just like, oh, cool, but I don't.
People that have cats that ain't gonna never get married or have kids, anything.
What you got for him?
Xbox or PlayStation?
I got an Xbox.
Boo!
You gonna be bad from the show? Fuck with him saying some shit like that.
Xbox.
I always
Xbox.
fucked with Xbox. I love Xbox.
Okay.
I got.
What's the number one game? Boom, you have nothing to do. Relax, kids is gone. What's the game you're playing?
Madden.
Fire.
I thought you were gonna say like Minecraft or Fortnite or some shit like that.
I would have thought he would have. I would have
son.
thought he would have said like Call of Duty or.
I used to be into Call of Duty and Gears of War and everything like that. I like RPG games.
Okay.
Those are my thing, because remember, it's if you ain't doing nothing, that's very time consuming, and you get caught up in the story, and there's times that when I was younger playing like the N64 and everything like that, where you'll sit there and you'll play a game and I remember I played Zombies Ate My Neighbor, and I was stuck on that game until I was done. So I started at like maybe 11 o'clock in the morning, and that's
how I was with 007. I was like that with 007.
Like 8 o'clock in the morning.
No, I
Making
remember.
sure I finished the game.
Have you ever paused the game and then turned the TV off and then came back the next day as a kid?
Nah, I finished it. I used to go through. My mom used to wake up like, go the fuck to bed.
Oh man,
And
my
I'm
grandmother would like cut the
no.
TV off, so we would pause the game, cut the TV off, and then come back the next day where it was actually like, yeah.
That's when you had an Atari, right? Yeah.
Nah, we had a 64.
You
That would
old too.
literally- Yo, that would literally happen if I'm tired and I really can't sit through the game and I'm nodding off. I'll pause it and then go to sleep. But I'll be the first one back up.
Well, let's
in
be
like
honest.
4 hours to go play.
The
Oh,
greatest
wow,
things
wow.
were memory cards. That's the greatest thing that they ever gave to a game system was memory cards.
Yeah, because
I'll be
before
honest with
memory
you.
cards, you had to just pause it.
You know,
Couldn't save
that's
it.
the greatest thing.
Could say, what else you got for him, big homie?
Man, you make me want to go blow out a cartridge tonight right now. Some shit
Nigga
like
said
that.
blow out a
God
cartridge.
Damn, man.
I want to actually get those. They got those little systems now that you could buy. It comes with all the.
We got him.
We got
We
yeah?
got an
Yes,
Xbox.
we have
Give us, I don't know, man. Give us something that nobody knows about. What's the biggest misconception of BK Outlaw?
Well, it's one thing. Like I said, everybody that knows me personally, like and I'm very picky with people that I fuck with.
But you really might be a teddy bear, something like that. You know?
Some sort of
Okay,
way. Like
okay.
I got shouts to my people. Sebastian Cage,
Okay.
Asriel, Steve Pena, Trey Felipe.
Aren't you with that faction?
That's my crew.
All right.
JC Storm, all those people.
I love her.
Like fire.
You heard that?
Fire.
Hey, girl.
She knows it.
Hit the link down
I don't-
below.
I don't hesitate to tell her.
She knows it.
Yo, if y'all
Love
just
freak.
tuning in, again, we got the BK Outlaw in the building, Donovan. Hit the link down below for more, man. Let's go.
Nah, but they know I'm that type of person that, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. I'll give the shirt off my back for you. But if I don't fuck with you, keep away from me. And it's not disrespectful or anything like that. Just if I feel like you fake it and if I'm not feeling your vibe, I don't even want you around me.
Right. How do you get prepared for a match?
Usually my preparation from a match starts from the day of. Like, I'll usually get prepared for a match, weeks in advance. I'm already training at the gym, already getting myself where I want to look. If I want to get some kind of new gear or something, I'll go ahead that. If I want to fix my gear, I'll get it fixed up. But for the most part, it's all gym preparation. I'll watch a couple matches from the other persons. I'll get an idea of what they do. I'm hoping that they do the same, which is 9 times out of 10, they end up telling me things that I do that I'm like, oh shit, they watch my tape. And, on the car ride there, I'm just listening to heavy ass hip hop and just getting myself in the mood, There's one song that I listen to now, and it's called Ramen and OJ.
You know that song, man? I like some ramen noodles, though. I do like oodles and noodles.
I like oodles and noodles.
Especially
But
the
if
chicken
you
one.
listen to that song, for some reason, it gets me hyped up, and it just gets me in that mood that I'm ready to go. Let me see.
Are there any new artists that you've been listening to? Since, because we're the same age. Are there any new people that you like? Okay, I can listen to this new guy.
Ramen and OJ, Jordan
Lucas and Lil Baby. Okay.
You
Listen
don't,
to that song. I'm telling you.
we're not fans of Jonah Lucas.
I'm sure
At
you're
all.
not,
At all.
but
No.
The song itself, the song itself, like I'm not into the new school hip hop because again, a lot of the things during that time, everybody was like, nobody had their own voice. Everybody sounded the same. It's not like you listen to Snoop where Snoop sounds like a legit pimp talking to you.
Yeah.
Or you hear LL Cool J rapping where he sounds like he's trying to make love to you while he's spitting at
Like
you.
you could tell he's licking his lips or something like that. You know?
Or you got Pac, that's sitting there and telling you a story. Same thing with Biggie. He's taking you on a journey of his life. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody had their voice. Everybody sounded different back then. Now everybody pretty much sounds the same. Or they're going, everybody's doing like trying to go in the same vibe and the same format. Nobody's really different. And the ones that are different are 6 feet under already.
We don't know what the fuck
that
is
is
going
true.
on. We
So
don't
let me
know.
ask you a question. Before we even get out of here and all that, just tell people, how give advice. You know what I'm saying, to people that's trying to do what you do, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say this: like, if you're trying to get into professional wrestling, I'd say go for it. absolutely go for it, but make sure that you finish school. To me, school is the most important thing. You got to have a degree. I'm pushing my son right now for a degree to make sure he, once he's done with high school, he goes to college and gets something
Right.
behind him. And at least that way you have something to fall back on. There's a lot of people I've seen that have made a lot of money in this business that after they get released from big companies, they got nothing under them. They didn't make good investments. They didn't they didn't save money.
Now they back to performing in front of 15 people.
Exactly, and now they got nothing. They got no health insurance. They got nothing to fall back on. So they sitting there struggling. So make sure you have something to fall back on. And really think if you're mentally strong and ready to be in this business, because it's not easy. It's not something where 2 seconds you're just gonna walk in and become famous. Like, for people to be able to do that, it's a dime a dozen. It's very rare to be able to get in here and just get it like that, which is the problem with the business right now. Like a lot of kids out there, and I'm just speaking straight truth. And if you feel some type of way about it,
we love this shit.
if you feel some type of way about it, come find me in the locker room and we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, speak that
If
shit.
you're feeling some other type of way, we can step outside too. I don't mind that. But a lot of the kids in the business now, the way they work is trash. It's straight trash because everybody thinks everybody's got to move 50 miles an hour.
No, you don't.
And you guys are forgetting the facts that you guys got to tell a story. And that's how you really draw in the crowd.
All right.
You get people to actually want to see what you're doing because you take them on a roller coaster ride. And it's not about doing 50 million flips or being the best acrobatic person in the world. Like, don't get me wrong, there's always a time and place for that, but you got to fit it in the right spots.
Amen.
Yeah.
It can't just start out like that because by the time you get to the end, it's just like, let's go back to, it's like porn. There's always that build up to the scene. And then right when you get to that climax, that's the big moment where everybody's, you know what I'm saying?
I be done with my thumb in my mouth like, I be.
But that's how professional wrestling is, and pretty much everything else is it starts out that way. It's very slow and steady. It picks up, and then
It's like
boom.
a musical.
Exactly. It's like, what is it? It's like a teapot.
Yeah.
It's like a teapot. It's building up, and
Like
finally
that kettle,
boom.
yeah.
Exactly. So you gotta think about it in that way. Like, make sure you're telling your story. Make sure everything that you do actually
love
makes
it.
sense.
I love it.
Because if it doesn't, then you're just gonna be like everybody else. There's a lot of wrestlers out there that they come off generic and they come off the same.
man, I
because
love
they're
that
doing
shit.
The same things. Nobody's trying to tell a story. So when you get into this business, that should be the first thing that you learn. On top of the fact that you should learn how to bump and everything like that. Go watch tapes. Go watch all the old heads that actually made money. Listen to the people that made money. I'm going to say this again.
Yeah, please.
Listen to the people that have made money in this business, because those are the people that are going to steer you in the right direction. If you're going to go to a seminar from someone who has made money from this business, or have people that have trained under them that are successful now, and those people can actually point at that person and say, he's a good reason why I made it right now. You go to those people. Those are the people you're gonna actually learn from. I sat there, and at one point I thought I was too good to go to seminars. I was like, nah, I don't need to go there. Why I gotta go there? Then, over time you see that and you realize, like, yo, if I go here, look how much knowledge am I gonna pick up going there?
Right.
And it made me a better worker, sitting there with people. These people made money in the business.
Right.
So I made sure I went to the right seminars and learned from the right people. And just like as a wrestler, everything looks more convincing and looks better for everybody when it looks natural.
Touche.
So again, you're doing matches and you might get reactions and everything, and that's fantastic. And I wish and I pray everybody can get that. But at the same time, don't think you king shit because you got a reaction. Go back, study your tape, realize exactly what you're doing, and understand like what's gonna get the crowd to react. But don't always go to it all the time, because if you keep going to it, there could be a match where guys are hitting each other like crazy, and then they build up to this one big moment where they kill them. And you notice how the crowd don't react?
Yeah.
Why? Because they've already been doing it the whole match.
The whole match.
So why are you gonna care now at this moment when in your brain, when you put together that match with somebody, in your brain, you already know what people are gonna react to and what
Fact.
they're not gonna react to. So when they sit there and they don't react to it, you're feeling some type of way mentally while you're laying there in that match. But if you really digest it and sit back and look at your tape, you're gonna realize I did so much prior to that happening. Of course, nobody's gonna care at that moment.
I love
You
it.
know? So make sure you sit there and go watch the tapes from the people that
Heard what he said.
yeah, make sure you watch the tape from people that know what they're doing. Go to the right people for advice. Like I said, I will go, this is one of the guys in my own group, and I will go to him all the time. And he comes to me too now, because he believes in what I say.
You might as well just give your shout outs as well, brother.
Azrael, no,
Yeah.
Azrael's one of my boys.
You might as well give the shout outs.
Azrael's one of my boys that I
boys,
go
alright.
to him all the time. If I need something, when it comes to wrestling, I'll ask him something. He'll tell me, yeah, no. Or even with anything involving the group that we have. And then, he comes to me as well too. Because he knows that I'm knowledgeable with it. And I'm not saying that to blow smoke up my ass.
real shit.
I'm just saying that I got people that could vouch for me and say that I know, what I'm talking about.
You're
It's
walking
just-
like you're talking, basically.
Exactly. I just got to get myself over the hump now.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I like that, boy.
So just again, when you breaking into the business, man, just make sure you got something to fall back on. Make sure you actually have a career besides professional wrestling that you can commit to, because the worst thing I could see is a broke wrestler, because they're struggling and they're just dependent on professional wrestling. That's not gonna get you. That's not gonna get you by in life, bro. You got to be able to take care of yourself while you're doing that.
That is true.
Please
That is
make
true.
sure you out there getting a job. Please make sure you're out there hustling.
You heard the outlaw.
While you're hustling as well to go ahead and make it in this business, because I promise you, once it really happens, at least you're gonna know you got something under you. You have a foundation already there for your life. Because remember, at the end of the day, everybody in this business, they're doing it because they love professional wrestling. But now when you make it to that, into that tier in professional wrestling, it's not only about wrestling now. It's about taking care of your family.
Your livelihood.
It's about the people who come behind you.
real shit.
Exactly. It's about taking care of
it's the
yourself
impact.
now too. It's about basically now when you're making all these guys right now in AEW, WWE, MLW, all these other promotions right now.
Right.
What they doing? Yeah, they love professional wrestling, and that's what got them there to now a point that this is their job. Now what they're thinking is, how am I gonna set myself up for the rest of my life now? It's it's great. Fame and fortune is great, but you got to make sure that when all that's done, because at some point it's gonna done. Ain't nobody Hulk Hogan, ain't nobody Ric Flair.
Hogan
They're
ain't
still
even
in there
Hogan.
doing it.
Right.
So once it's finally over and said and done, what's gonna be your end game? What's your end story? Because my end story ain't gonna be, the Brooklyn Outlaw Donovan. My end story is gonna be who I am once everything
love it.
stops.
I love
Esquire. You feel me?
I'm just speaking real talk
like that.
about it, because and I do pray that that opportunity comes where I can go ahead and get there, and I think it was better that it's happening the way it's happening now, because
It's more organic.
It's more organic, and I'm gonna appreciate it more now. I'm not gonna be the way. If I was young and I would have got this level of success, I would have burned every bridge I would have had, because I was young-minded. I wasn't ready for that kind of stuff. Now, if you put me in that situation, I promise you, I'll knock it out the damn park.
Wow, that's fire.
Amen to that.
Any shout outs, big homie, before we get out of here?
Shout out to my boys Hispanos Sonidos, Trey Felipe, Sebastian Cage, Azrael, the big hitter who's going to be probably the first dude in our team to get signed, Steve Pena.
Yeah.
And the second one that's going to get signed, beautiful JC Storm.
Hey, girl.
Shout out
Then
to him.
shout out to Ace Pro Wrestling, Mike Morgan, for first giving me the opportunity. Shout out to my boy Jay Lethal for letting me in on some of his training lessons when he
Right.
was with his students. Shout out to Pro Wrestling Magic for giving me a platform to perform on. And, shout out to the OGs, Homicide, Low Key.
Yeah, we
Steve
need that
Monster
match.
Mac,
We need all that. Dan
Dan
Mouth.
Moff,
We need that.
for being the OGs in New York and making New York popping the way it is, and making a dude like me, making a dude like Angel Ortiz, Drastic, and all those
Real
dudes
shit.
to want to go ahead and want to make it in this business, So shout out to the OGs right there. And yeah, like he just said, bro, get me that match with Homicide. Whoever's ready for
that.
it, I'm ready
Tell
for
where
it.
they can find you at again before we dip out this bitch.
I don't know where to find
You can find
man.
me on Instagram at 718 at BK _718 outlaw. All right, did I do it right? I don't even remember my own thing.
If you didn't link
Just
down
go
below.
in the link down
Down
below.
below. No, it's BK_outlaw718. And you can catch me on TikTok, 718
that
outlaw,
was
being
real.
a daddy and still bugging out over there.
Yo, just know all the links will be down and below.
Yeah, I don't
You
know what
already
I'm
know what
talking
it is, man. It's your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Kofi
Yo,
Weaston.
I am the DOE. Good brother both. Together, collectively, together we are.
The Dirty Hills.
Bow.
And we got your boy Mike Donovan.
This guy here. 718. The outlaw in the building. You already know.
718. We out of here.
Hashtag Donovan.
That's right. You know what it is. 718.
Oh,
I'll be out there all the time.
yeah. Support independent wrestling.
Bang.